Welcome to this training. My name is Arachie Augustine, and in this module we'll be discussing plagiarism, what plagiarism is, how to avoid plagiarism, and if it has been spotted, how to treat it. So let's get into it. Now, what is plagiarism? Plagiarism has to do with copying what other persons have done and presenting it as your own without referencing. So let's say, for instance, from this article, all right. By the way, this article is on job crafting, a bottom-up job characteristics of academics with an embeddedness potential. All right. So let's say you're writing a work on job crafting, and you come to this article, and you copy this first sentence here. All right. So let's say you copy this first sentence, then you go to where you're writing your work and you paste and present it as your own without referencing it. All right, so let's say you copied it, you came to this place where you're writing your work, you paste it and present the same work as your own, or you present the sentence as your own, as the case may be, without referencing it. When you take it for a plagiarism test, it's going to mark this as plagiarized. All right, so in the real sense of it, once you copy something from any place, be it an article, a textbook, a newspaper, you must reference where you got it from. However, at this point, most persons get it wrong. All right, so most persons, what they do is, when they copy a text from an article like this, then they reference where they got it from. All right, so let's say I am referencing this is Arache, Agbaz, Nzewi, and Agbasi, right? So let's say I reference this as Arache, Agbaz, Nzewi, and Agbasi. All right, 2021. So most persons will argue that they've already referenced it and is not going to be flagged as plagiarized. And when they take it to a test and it returns and marks this place as plagiarized, they will start complaining. They will say, after all, I referenced it, so why did it mark it as plagiarized? Yes, you may have referenced where you got it from. However, it is presupposed that you're supposed to paraphrase what you got. You cannot copy everything verbatim the way it is. If you want to copy it verbatim, then you have to put a quotation mark so that we'll know that you copied it verbatim. All right, then you also have to insert the page where you got it from. Let's say I got it from page 1. Okay, this is page 1, so you can be forgiven if you put in a quotation mark and you put in the page where you got it from. Okay, however, most persons don't do this and they just copy verbatim and they put in the name of the authors where they got the sentence from. And plagiarism test, especially Turnitin, which I believe is the most effective and efficient, will mark it as plagiarized. And when this is done, if you take your work outside for publication, for example, they'll always run the test and return it for you to bring the plagiarism percentage down. All right, the acceptable percentage is between 0 and 20%. Some publishing houses will go as high as 25 or 30%, depending on the plagiarism tool they use, because Turnitin is always more effective and efficient, so it always brings about a higher plagiarism percentage. All right, but if you use other tools like Exchequer, if Turnitin gives you 50%, for example, Exchequer may give you 20 or 15%. So if you're using Turnitin, If you get 20%, that is wonderful. If you get 15%, that is very okay, because it's going to be accepted. And you would ask, why do they even allow some percentage of plagiarism in your work? This is exactly why. If you put in a quotation mark here, all right, and you put in the page where you got the work here, let's say page 2, it's going to mark it as plagiarism, and it's going to give you an opportunity for plagiarism. That is where they give between 0 to 20%. So this one will be among the 20% that they are going to give you. If you put in another one, this one, depending on the number of pages of your work, if you put in this thing, if you put in just this for plagiarism test, it may give you 100% plagiarism. But if you find this among so many other sentences, let's say your article is 20 pages or 15 pages, and you have this, after running the test, it may give you just 2 or 3% plagiarized. All right. So why they give leeway for some level of plagiarism is because of something like this. They will mark it as plagiarism, not minding the fact that you put in a quotation mark and you put in the page where you got it from. All right. So having said this, let us go into how to avoid it. All right, because if you know how to avoid it, then you wouldn't have to treat it. It's not going to arise, therefore you're not going to treat it. Okay, so let us look at how to avoid it in the first place. Okay, so this is I copied this. All right, so for you to avoid plagiarism, what you need to do is to paraphrase. All right, and you do this paraphrasing in 2 ways. One, you either read this sentence here and understand it and write it in your own word without taking away the meaning of the original meaning of the people who said what they said. All right, so you read it, you understand it, and you put it in your own word. Alternatively, the second way you're going to do it is to just read it, then you change the grammar there. You change some of the grammar. So for example, this thing said, it says the mobility of people from less developed or developing countries into countries considered developed is not a new phenomenon, as people are pulled to other countries for greener pastures. So you can decide to come down and write it in your own word while looking at it. You can say people are encouraged to move to developed countries. All right, developed countries from less developed countries because they are drawn, all right, because they are drawn to greener pastures. Full stop. So you see, this thing here represents this thing here, but said differently. All right, now for greener pastures and better working environment and prospects for career development and advancement. So you can say are drawn to greener pastures so as to get enhanced working atmosphere and the chance to develop their career. All right, so you now reference it. So with this, now if this one gives you 100% plagiarism, this one may give you 15%. all right, so if this is found in an article with 20 pages and the article because of this gives you 15% plagiarism, with this paraphrasing here it's going to give you 5% or 6%. So with this you have avoided plagiarism from the onset. Okay, this is a more difficult and a crude way of doing it. All right, you know, we are in the 22nd century and there are smarter ways of doing it. So in that smarter way of doing it is my concern, is what I am about to show you. All right, I know this is exciting. This you're going to be excited with this. All right, so let me show you the smarter way of doing it. There is an app called, it's not really an app, it's a website called Quillbot. All right, this is the website here. It's called Quillbot. Okay, Quillbot does so many things. It paraphrases work. It does grammar. It does a grammar check, like what Grammarly does. It checks for plagiarism, and it does so many other things. But our concern here is paraphraser. So this website here helps you to paraphrase. It comes in two types. It has two types. One is the free version and the second one is the paid version. Alright, so when I started, I was using the free version, and I'm going to show you the difference between the free version and the paid version. Okay, if you're a professional writer like me, if you write for so many, if you do consultation for people, you may want to subscribe for the paid version, because the paid version gives you greater opportunity to do so many other things, but the free version limits you and it's a kind of slower than the paid version. So this is the free version. All right, so in this free version you have limitations. For example, if you want to paraphrase, it gives you the limit of word that you can paraphrase. Okay, so let's say, for example, let me open this work here. Let me open this work then and copy something I want to paraphrase, so that I'm going to show you the difference between the paid one and the free one. Okay, because I want it to be as practical as possible. I want this session to be as practical as possible. All right, so I'm going to copy this thing here from here to here, for example, and see if it's going to take it, because it has a limit. So I paste it here. So you can see it says get the premium for unlimited words. So here, these words here are 133 according to the calculation. If you count them, they are 133. However, this free version gives you access to paraphrase only 125 at a go. Okay, now this is my paid version. All right, so I'm going to paste same thing here. All right, so this is 133 and I'm free to paraphrase it. Okay, I can even copy 20 pages and paraphrase at once. However, it is advisable to do it batch by batch. You paraphrase sentence by sentence, so that you follow it through and see the corrections you have to make yourself. All right, so in the free version you have 125 words to be paraphrased at a time. So you would ask, what if I want to get the paid version? How do I go about it? You just click on upgrade. Okay, so I'm going to click on upgrade. If you click on upgrade, it's going to open up another page for you, so that you see the upgraded version, how much you need to pay. All right, so this is the differences between the free one and the paid one. So in the free one you have 125 paraphraser word limit, while in the paid one you have unlimited words on the paraphrase. All right, on the paraphraser you have standard and fluency modes available. Here you have expand, shorten, formal, simple, creative mode available. So this upgraded one gives you a whole lot of advantage over the free one. So you have so many things that you can do with it. You have synonyms. You have, this one has one free word or phrase. This one has unlimited. This one has 1,200 summarizer word limit, while this one has 6,000. All right, so there are so many things you can do. So if you want to upgrade, just click on upgrade. All right, click on upgrade to premium, so that you see the price. All right, so these are the prices for the upgrade if you want to upgrade to the paid version. So if you're paying monthly, you're going to pay 10 points USD. That is 10 point, almost, you're going to pay 9.95 USD. That's almost $10. All right, but if you're going to subscribe semi-annually, all right, you're going to, that is every 6 months, you're going to pay 6.66 dollars per month. So you calculate it and see how much it amounts to. So here you're paying $39.95 every 6 months. All right, but I would advise, if you have money, just go for the yearly plan, which is what I subscribed for. So in the yearly plan, you have you're going to pay $49.95. That's approximately $50 for a year, and you have access to all these things. However, if you don't want to subscribe to it, if you're not a constant writer, if you're not using it for any commercial purpose, then you may want to go for the free one. All right, I started using the free one. The free one, all you need to do is just to copy the number of words that won't exceed 125. So for example, if I remove this now, it's going to be good to go. All right, so I can just click on paraphrase and it paraphrases it for me. So let me show you how it works. All right, let me show you how it works. So let's say, let me copy this and paraphrase it so that you see the magic that the software or the application does. All right, so you just copy and paste it here. All right, so once you're done, click on paraphrase. All right, and also you should be mindful of this. All right, you should be mindful of this. It has fewer changes. It has fewer changes and more changes. So the fewer the changes are, the more accurate what it paraphrases is. All right, so the more changes you make to it, the more different the new sentence you're going to get will be. All right, so in this, the original one reads, the mobility of people from less developed or developing countries into countries considered developed is not a new phenomenon, as people are put to other countries for greener pastures and better working conditions or working environment and prospects for career development and advancement. While in the paraphrased one, we now have individuals are drawn to other countries for greener pastures, better working environment and opportunity for professional development and progress. Mobility of people from less developed or developing countries into countries considered developed is not a new phenomenon. So this is what we have here. So all you need to do is to copy it. All right, so what I do, I copy it. Then if I am satisfied with what I have, I'll just paste it on top where I copied it from, and it is treated. All right, just paste on top where you copied it from and it is treated. So let us paste it here and compare. All right, so this is the original one. Okay, this is the one that the website or the app paraphrased, and this is the one I paraphrased myself. If you read all of them, you will see that they bear the same meaning, different words. All right, the same meaning, different words, but the paraphrased, the plagiarism level is no longer going to be the same with this. All right, so this is how to treat plagiarism professionally without stress. All you need to do is just to copy the paraphrased one. All right, copy the paraphrased one, go to where you opened the app, paste and paraphrase. And if you're not satisfied with this, all right, if you're not satisfied with this, all you need to do is to increase it to more changes. Then you click on it, will automatically paraphrase on its own. So here we have individuals are drawn to other nations for greener pastures, better working environment and opportunities for professional growth and development. Mobility of people from less developed or developing countries into those considered developed is not a new phenomenon. If you're not satisfied with this, you click on paraphrase again. It does the paraphrasing again. It changes it to another thing entirely. So it is left for you to choose which one best suits what you want. All right, so in this new one, we'll have individuals are drawn to other nations seeking greener pastures, a better working environment and opportunities for professional progression and advancement. Mobility of people from less developed or developing countries into those considered developed is not a new phenomenon. If you are still not satisfied, you click on paraphrase again. It will paraphrase it into a new sentence. Alright, but the more you paraphrase it, the farther it gets away from the original meaning. So we have individuals are drawn to other nations seeking greener pastures, better working environment, and opportunities for career progression and advancement. Mobility of people from less developed or developing countries into those considered developed is not a new phenomenon. Alright, so here we have keys. Here, this color here signifies changed words. So these are words that are changed. All right, this color here are words that are changed. All right, then this one, this line are structured changes, the structured words that are changed. All right, now this color here is the words that are not changed. So here, this one from here to this place isn't changed. All right, so you can decide to, after copying this, then you change this one that are marked as not changed. And this is how to treat plagiarism professionally. All right, but you should have in mind that you're not going to just allow the bot or the app to do the whole work for you. You should also take the stress of after paraphrasing and pasting where you want to paste, make sure that you read the original one and compare it with the new one, so that you make sure that the information that was intended ab initio is not lost. All right, so having said this, I believe by now we'll know how to treat plagiarism, but I'm going to be taking this practical session a notch further, so that I'll open up a work that has been marked as plagiarized or a tested work. Then we'll now do the plagiarism. Maybe we'll do the plagiarism paraphraser for the first page. All right, so let me look for a work that has gone through plagiarism test. All right, so let me look for a work. Let me go to my email. I think I have some works that have already gone through plagiarism. Okay, so let me look for the work. Just a moment while it is opening. Have in mind that wherever you copy any sentence from, in order not to fall into the temptation of plagiarism, please make sure that you paraphrase. All right, you either paraphrase manually or you paraphrase using the bot, and I suggest you use the bot. All right, I suggest you use the bot because it is easier. All right, it makes the work easier and faster for everybody. So I am opening this work now. Let me see. I think I've already downloaded it before. Let me go to my downloads. All right, let me go to my downloads. Okay, let me go to my downloads. Please be a bit patient with me. My system is a bit slow. Okay, career development. I think I have the work here before. Downloads. Okay, now let me search now. Career development. Okay, just be a bit patient with me while the work is opening. All right, while the work is opening, not this one, not this one. Okay, let me just use this one here. Okay, let me just use this one here. Okay, beautiful. This is a work that has gone through plagiarism test using Turnitin. All right, I used Turnitin to run this plagiarism test, and you're going to see the result. Okay, this is the result here. All right, this is the result here. This is a 41%. By the way, This same work has I already treated this work. When I started working on it, it was 80% plagiarized. So bring down I had to bring down the plagiarism percentage to 41 at this level, and I am still working on it to bring it down to 25 to 20% using Quillbot. So for instance, let's say you have this work as a plagiarism result. All right, so how do you treat this? Remember, the result comes in PDF format that you cannot edit it. All right, so all you need to do is to open the real work where you have the real work. So this is the real work here. All right, so you just go compare the real work, that is the work in Word format. Then okay, here we have career. All right, so this is the work here. We have career. Career is a sequence of related jobs usually pursued within a single industry or sector. You can see that this place to this place has been marked as plagiarized. All right, all you need to do is go to your work, go to the main work, copy this place to this place, copy it, then go to your paraphraser and paste it. Okay, so you paste it here, then you paraphrase. You click on paraphrase and it will paraphrase it for you. You go copy it and paste where you're supposed to paste it, and you're done. So you're going to do this sentence by sentence depending on where it's marked as plagiarized. All right, so this is how to treat plagiarism professionally. Okay, you can use either the free version or the paid version. Okay, and the website for Quillbot is www.quillbot.com. all right, the website is www.quillbot.com. all right, so you can see it here, www.quillbot.com. the quill is double L. all right, so you have double L here, .com. all right, so once you open it, then you put in what you want to put. So let me open another one here and say www.quillbot.com, and enter it. It opens up for you, and if it opens up for you, if you've not opened it before, then you may need to create an account. all right, access denied, probably because it's already open here. That's why the access was denied. So you just put in quillbot.com and you're good to go. Okay, so I copied this and I paraphrased it into this. A career in law or a career in the building trade are examples of similar vocations often followed within a single industry or sector. Regardless, the term's etymology is derived from the French word carrière, road, racecourse, which is derived. So you can see this original sentence here is paraphrased into this. So what do? You just copy it here. You click on copy here, then you go to the where you copied it from and paste. Once you paste, the original one comes out. Okay, so that is it. all right, then what else can you do with Quillbot? Remember, I said you can do paraphrase, you can do grammar check, for what you're doing. all right, so let's say you switch to grammar check here. I'm switching to grammar check. So what do? Just paste in your test here, the test you want to check for grammatical errors. Okay, so let's say I want to check this for grammatical error. I'll just copy it, control C. I copy and I paste it here. all right, once you paste, you scan. Okay, once you paste, you scan, it will start scanning it for plagiarism. Okay, so once it finish scanning it, you're going to see the words that are not correct. Then it's going to give you options on how to correct them. All right, it's going to give you options to correct them, and once you correct them, you can just copy and paste and you're good to go. So the app is very okay. The app is very okay, and I recommend it for every scholar. The mobility of people from left. So you just view reports. You view your report. Okay. You view your reports, and the okay. This is plagiarism. All right. This is plagiarism. Grammar check, plagiarism. This is plagiarism. What I wanted to do was grammar check, but this is how to do plagiarism. It's returned 0% plagiarism. All right. So I clicked on grammar check. So what I wanted to do was to check for grammatical errors in the work. Okay, very good. This is a grammar check. So it is coming up. Once you put in what you want to check for grammar, you paste it here. Okay, you paste it here, then it will start scanning it. So you have two options: to either fix all errors or to fix the errors individually. So here it says replace with pastures. Okay, you have pastures here. It says replace with pastures. Here it said remove and, then here it says environment. So instead of environment, it is suggesting that you use environments. Then here it is suggesting you change from singular to plural. So instead of prospect, you now have prospects. So once you click on fix all, it's going to fix all the errors. Then you copy it, then you go and paste where you want to paste. So this is how to do both paraphraser for plagiarism correction and grammar correction, and also plagiarism. I just did the plagiarism test myself here. Once you do the plagiarism test, it gives you the result. Then you copy and you paste and you treat it professionally. This is how to do it. Thank you. See you in the next class.